So here is our filtration system. So it all starts with this pipe. It was a solid pipe, but we changed it rather, to this transparent pipe, so we can see the water flowing through. And yeah, it's a little bit heavy duty. So anyway, the water overflows from the top of the main tank and comes down through this transparent pipe. You can see we've put some little brackets on there to support it, and it comes down to what we call filter tank or filter chamber number 1. And you can see we've got a very special device there. It's called an old sock that we cable tie to the end of the pipe, and this collects most of the solid rubbish, including the snails and bits of plants that come down the overflow pipe. And we've got this very coarse filter pad on the bottom, and that collects any bits of rubbish that manages to escape the sock. And then we have 2 more filter pads or foam pads. One is the same as on the bottom, very coarse, and then the black one, which is on the left hand side, that's to collect all the fine rubbish. So we move over to chamber 2, and let's have a look. Yeah, so there's chamber 2. So you can see the water overflows from chamber 1 into chamber 2. So of course the water level in chamber 1 has got to be higher than the top of this overflow so that the water flows in. And then it flows down here. You can see the little bubbles coming. Bubbles are good because bubbles put air into the water, which is good for bacteria and all the other good things that live here. So this is just a little bit of normal foam on the bottom. Unfortunately, water doesn't soak through this, but it does collect any fine bits of rubbish, and so we have to put 2 bits of rock on there to stop the foam from floating up. Floating foam? Yeah, foam. Anyway, you get the point. The 2 rocks there hold the foam down, stop it floating up. And I suppose that those rocks also have good bacteria growing on the outside. Who knows? And you might see at the back there, that tube, that's the heater. We set that for 27 degrees, I think it is. And that takes the chill off the water because it's winter here at the moment. So outside it's a very cold 14 degrees. Whoa, we're not used to that. And then coming through, there's an overflow. Again, overflows from chamber 2 to chamber 1. Yep. And you can see that's the overflow water coming through to there. You've got to hold on to your hats now because I'm going to fly over to the next doorway. So there, this is filter chamber 3. And you can see we've got condensation on the glass there because the room is quite cold. It's early morning now, only 14 degrees outside, but the water is a lovely 25, 26. And so this doesn't overflow. We've got some bags of old coral there, probably home for some nice bacteria, and can't really see. Maybe let's see from the top. Yeah, you can see there we've got 2 pieces of black foam just visible there. Yeah, so that black foam, that is our final stage of any of the nasties or lumps or rubbish or solid things gets taken by that 3rd filter there. And then coming into the next chamber, this is the water pump. You can see we've got a lower line and we've got a higher line. So we have to keep the water flowing through the filter system so that this chamber 4, which houses the pump, is between those 2 lines. And what we find is when we first start the system going, after we've done a water change or clean the filters, it takes 10-20 minutes for the water levels all to settle down. And so from that water pump there, it goes up the green pipe and into the tank. And the blue connection, blue and grey connection there, that is a special drain from the bottom of the main aquarium tank. So if we want to take water out of the bottom of the tank, we can put a hose there, open that blue valve that's in the center now, and we can dump that into the garden, which the garden likes. So there is our system. Water overflows from the top of the big aquarium tank, comes down here, goes through the sock. The sock keeps most of the rubbish. Every week we take that sock off, empty it out, wash it and put it back on. Some bits of solid material. I'm trying not to say fish poo and food, but anyway, that's what it is. That lands on the bottom blue filter pad. The rest of the water goes through the blue filter pad, through the black filter pad. So the blue one takes the big pieces, the black one takes the small pieces. This overflows into chamber 2. Chamber 2, the water gets heated. There's some rocks there and some foam on the bottom, which is just easy to pick up and throw anything out, give it a quick wash. Then goes through to filter chamber number 3, where you can see there the coral is there, and that flows underneath rather than an overflow. That flows underneath into chamber 4. The pump pumps it up through the grey pipe and into the tank. And here is the tank, and you can see where all these bubbles are. You see the fish playing in the bubbles. They love to play in the bubbles. And there's just, can you see that? Not very clearly, but there's a water jet, a wave jet, and the water pushes those bubbles around. And there's another one that pushes the water on the top. We can probably see that there from the top. It's not very evident actually. Anyway, so this gives us a nice circulation of water in the tank, and it all looks very nice. I suppose you want to see what the fish look like, so let's put the main lights on. There we go, and there's our fish all coming over to the right hand side, because that's where we feed them, all hanging around in there. Look at these beautiful fish. They look like saltwater fish, but they're actually tropical fish. We've got the multicolored tetras, we've got these beautiful tiger barbs, we've got red tiger barbs, and we've got green tiger barbs. Where's the green? Ah, there we go. There's the green tiger barbs. We have all this grass growing there, and that takes all the rubbish that the fish put in the tank. The more this grows, the more rubbish it takes out of the tank, or so I believe. And on the bottom there, we've got our coconuts, and you can probably see better over here. Yeah, there we go. So what we do is, instead of a traditional planted tank, we plant the plants in coconuts. We normally put a little old t-shirt bag with black peat and some fertilizer tablets, wrap it all up so all the roots are in a little bag. We put the bag in a old coconut, then we put stones on the top to stop the tank cleaner fish eating the t-shirt. And there we go. This is our morning view. Look at that, beautiful. So anyway, I should stop the video because the fish are all excited now because they think it's food time, which it is. I'll have a cup of tea, Yorkshire tea obviously, and the fish will enjoy their food. I hope you enjoyed having a look, having a see how we do things. Maybe some people will tell me, the experts will say, oh, you don't do it like that, but that water's clear, the fish are happy. What more could you want?